Hey everyone, so good to see you. So
Hello.
good to see you. Thank you all for being here. Ah, thank you all for being here on time. That's great. I appreciate that. Teresa, Corey, Christina, Richard. Richard, we missed you a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, uh, scheduling conflict, and I just couldn't make it. Um,
You sound like a
and then
best-selling
and then
author.
you guys, I tried to join on the 4th of July, and nobody else was there.
Yeah, the 4th of July we took off, but it's great
Yeah.
to have you here and thank you for making it.
Uh,
In a minute, we'll do a quick round, but I just want to acknowledge you guys for being here, making the time to make it to this meeting, for pushing this project forward. Let's just begin just by new and good, just for a couple of minutes. Anything exciting that you've done in the 4th of July? I would love to hear that. And then we'll go into updates and whatnot. So, Corey, we'll begin with you, and then we'll go to Richard, then Teresa, and then Christina. So, Corey, any fun 4th of July or any fun updates?
No, no fun 4th of July stuff, but I did finish the video for my Kickstarter and I'm feeling pretty good about it. And I'd love to share it with you guys today if we have time.
Yes, that's great. That's great. Yeah, we'd love to see that. Richard, new and good.
uh, I am just too old for most 4th of July festivities, and uh, I don't play well with others, and I don't like crowds. What I did do a few days before was I went to a party at a friend's house who's in a very large private lake, and the HOA he's in has 4th of July fireworks every year, the Saturday before 4th of July. So we got to sit on his balcony, and we were just a couple hundred feet from the barges that were launching the fireworks. I've never been that close to
Whoa.
fireworks.
Was
And
it
it
not
was just,
scary?
15 people on a balcony. Uh,
Wow.
and it was a good show.
Great, great. That sounds fun. Thank you, Richard. Teresa, anything fun in the past 2 weeks?
Um, yeah, actually, last weekend I went to a nature journaling writing retreat. It's called Listening to Your Mother. This is my second year going, and the couple who hosted have become really good friends of mine. They have a farm outside of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and it's just this. I decided that when you're there, booze has no effect, food has no calories, and time does not exist. It's just but it's all about paying attention to your surroundings. And she's a professor of 25 some years. And so she's an excellent teacher. And we did sunrise on the beach over Lake Michigan. And it was absolutely incredible and really really filled my well. So it's
Mm,
good.
that sounds yummy.
Yeah,
That sounds great. And
it
how is
was
your
fun.
mother doing?
She's good. She's good. She's moving around a lot. She doesn't even need to use the walker at home most of the time. Dad's looking forward to when she can bend down enough to empty the dishwasher. But so she's doing really well and really trying to because they've got her on some of the stronger drugs, and so she's very careful about making sure she's not taking it too often and weaning herself off as much as she can. So she's doing well. Thank you for asking. I will let her know that you asked.
Great, great. I'm so happy to hear it. This is good news. That's
Yeah.
great. Christina, new and good in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, we were in Mendocino. I'm not a big 4th of July person, so we were in the Lost Coast all the way up in Mendocino where it was foggy and cold and beautiful and remote. And so, yeah, that was great.
That sounds magical.
Yeah, it is. It's if you haven't been there up to Mendocino or the Lost Coast of California, it is pretty amazing, pretty fantastic. We were in a town of there were 299 people. So, yeah.
I drove up
That,
the coast a few years ago. And yes, that area is just, it's stunning, absolutely stunning.
Yeah. We saw a big bear in the road that came towards us and was just sitting on the side of the road and lumbered over to us.
That's
We did
great.
not feed him. I feed everybody, but I did not feed that bear. So,
Oh, wow. That's
how
great.
about you, John?
Thank you for asking. I've been well. This is my second 4th of July in the United States. I love it here, and I went. I with like 7 people, friends. We went on a boat, and we did a cruise around LA, and it was just really fun and heartwarming to spend time with friends. Yeah, so I'm really happy about that. Good. So now let's look into some updates. We have 2 weeks of updates, and I would love to hear how you guys progressed. I'll begin by saying that I met regularly with my team. We came up with a new name for the upcoming project. We are I noticed just today that in order to launch a new pre-launch page, I need to fulfill my previous campaign. I didn't know that. And I'm going to try and see if at least I'm going to write back to them and just see if I can at least have the pre-launch page up for the new campaign. But this is also good. This is like me being nudged to like, okay, let's fulfill the previous campaign. The previous campaign only had like a few supporters, but let's like fulfill that previous campaign. So I like their methodology. I like that they didn't just give me a green light with a new campaign. I think it's kind of wise of them. But I do wonder if any of you has any experience with running more than one campaign at a time in the future. Because in the future, I would like to have multiple campaigns with multiple books, and I don't know if it's if it's a rule, or what your experience says, Corey.
So yeah, the advice that I've seen is that if you have a campaign that's in pre-launch, you can have um you can have as kind of multiple campaigns in pre-launch, but once you've launched one of them, you have to fulfill that before you can pre-launch something else. So, like for example, I'm looking to launch my campaign like next week. But if I could set up a pre-launch page now for another campaign and Kickstarter would likely approve it. But once I'm in the active phase of my campaign, then I have to fully fulfill that campaign or like 80% of that campaign before they'll let me do a pre-launch for a new campaign. So like, I guess my advice would be if you feel like you're going to do, 2 or 3 campaigns, and sometimes it might take a little bit of time to get them fulfilled, and you want to like be collecting pre-launch followers before you are finished fulfilling, you really get pre-launch followers on campaign 2 before you're finished on campaign 1. Then you should set up the pre-launch for campaigns 1, 2, and 3 kind of
At
all
the
at the
same
same
time.
time.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. That's what I've been told. I haven't done that. I was thinking about whether or not I should set up another campaign before, but I don't know. I don't want to be hasty and not know exactly what I'm going to do next.
Well,
So
just another follow-up question, and thank you for this. If I do, once I set up a pre-launch, what can I change as far as the information, and what can't I change? I'm just trying to
I
think about placeholders.
I think you can change everything up until the time that you launch. So you can change your title, all of your images, you can change your subtitle, all of that. You can change at any time up until the time that you launch. And once you launch, then all of your title and your subtitle and your tiers are locked. But you can still continue to change your product image,
Okay.
which is something that people encourage you to do, so that you can like keep it fresh for people who are browsing Kickstarter who might be interested in one image but not interested in another.
My understanding was that you could also change the tiers as long as they hadn't been backed yet.
Yes, I think you're
Oh,
right.
I think you're correct.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good caveat. Great.
Can you
Perfect.
change your goal too?
No, you can't change your goal.
So if you launch, do a pre-launch with $500, you can't change that to like, okay.
Not after you've launched. Like if you put in your pre-launches that your goal is going to be $500, you can change that up until the time that you launch. But once
Okay.
you've launched, you're
Mhm.
set. You're
Okay.
locked in.
Great. Perfect. Well, thank you for that, Corey, and thank you, Teresa. I think this is great. I'm moving forward, and I'm just happy to report that I'm not dropping the ball. I would love to hear, Corey, from you, any progress of the last 2 weeks. You did mention the video. Anything? Tell us
Yep.
about the video. Tell us about anything else. And then once we do this quick round of updates, we'll go into the Q&A session, and then we'd love for you to share the screen.
Great. So I worked on my video, like I said. It's like quite a bit longer than I intended it to be, but I think it's pretty good and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the quality of it. My page is basically ready to go. I have a couple of little tweaks that I might want to make in some of the product descriptions on the items and stuff, just to make sure everything's sort of like lined up. That I'm, calling everything the same thing everywhere. And I have set up some of the emails that I'm going to send out during my campaign, but not all of them. And I'm just feeling a little like, oh, maybe I don't want to schedule them just in case. I don't know. I'm just being touchy about it. I also posted on the Kickstarter for Authors Facebook page for feedback. I just posted there today. Somebody pointed out a typo, which is super helpful. And then, I'm hoping to get a little bit more feedback there. I also scheduled a pre-launch flight check with Anthea Sharp, who runs the Kickstarter for Authors Facebook group. She basically offers like 2 tiers of consultation. There's a pre-launch flight check, which is $50, where she just kind of like reviews your page and comes back with any sort of general, it's just like a smaller feedback session. And then she also does a like basically Kickstarter consult, which is $150, and you have an hour-long Zoom call where she talks through all of the stuff with your Kickstarter. So I did that consult back in November when I was originally thinking about launching this Kickstarter. She essentially told me at the time that like I wasn't ready to launch and that I needed to change so much stuff. And so I've followed a lot of her advice and I have made a bunch of changes. And yesterday I was thinking to myself, like, I don't know, do I want to do this pre-launch thing? Like, I'm really going to have to get it under the wire. Do I want to pay the extra $50 for it? And then I was like, you know what? I would, if it's just $50 for a pat on the head, then that's fine with me. To have a professional look at it and tell me that everything looks the way that it should. And maybe she'll offer, and there were a couple things where I was like, oh, she'll probably say I need to do this, and she'll just probably say I need to do this. And it's like, well, if I know she's going to say that, then I should probably just do those things before before we get to that. So I've been, I'm basically like ready to go. And I'm planning on launching on Tuesday.
Great. So excited, and I would like to encourage you to pay for Anathea. I think it's good.
Yeah.
One tiny thing, there was also a goal of GIFs, develop in-campaign GIFs. No, maybe it was.
Maybe like some of the stretch goals, and I haven't like strictly mapped out the stretch goals. I know what some of them are going to be, but I don't want to include anything in the campaign that's super specific, like, oh, you'll hit this stretch goal at this particular monetary value, because I want to be able to like use those stretch goals more flexibly than that. So like I know that I'm going to do a like playlist. I'll put together a Spotify playlist, and that'll be a stretch goal. There will probably be like digital coloring pages as a stretch goal, and then maybe even physical coloring pages. I decided to add a paperback tier kind of at the last minute, and the doing like sprayed edges and gold foiling on that paperback tier would be stretch goals. So like I kind of have those. I have a bunch of them sort of laid out, but I'm not like putting anything in the campaign until I can use them as marketing motivation.
Perfect. Great. Well done. Well done, Corey. Richard, how have you been? Any progress over the past 2 weeks?
Well, I launched on the 10th.
Yay!
I am 30% funded.
Yay!
And out of the 7 backers that I have acquired, 3 of them are from this group.
Woo!
And you are one of them, John.
I love that. That's
It was
great.
you and Jamie and Cody,
Yeah.
Cisco. So I was really pleased with that. I have heard, the stories about the super backers that lurk all over Kickstarter, and I attracted 2 of those.
Can you tell us? Tell us.
One that's backed 187 campaigns, and another one that was like 700.
Oh my God. And they
So,
bought the digital, or what did they buy?
well, there's a $10 tier, $25 and a $30 tier.
Yeah.
The first one that backed it at the $25 level. She ordered one of the signed paperbacks. The second one was just a $10, no reward.
Great. That's awesome.
So now, being 30% funded means I have $115 in pledges.
That's money. That's money, Richard, and that's the beginning.
And I'm still a little concerned. I just I couldn't generate backing, followers for the pre-launch. I had 34 followers when I launched. Now I've picked up 4. I now have 38 backers. So I'm assuming people have looked at it and just decided to follow it.
Yeah.
So, but it's been the biggest struggle for me has been creating interest. Out of the 75 people that are currently on my mailing list, the last newsletter I sent out that had the link for the Kickstarter campaign, of 75, 32 of them actually opened it. And of the 32 that opened it, only 7 clicked the link. And not a single one of them have backed it.
Well, it's actually you're in good numbers. Like,
well,
the fact half of your
except that nobody backed it part.
Well, no, no, I would actually say that that's the right ratio. I think 1 to 100 would back. In my I think the fact you have half of the people opening, and your list is still so small, but the ratio is so good. You have 7 clicks to do follow-up click to actually open that additional website. I think that's good. You just need to, and maybe in the Q&A today we'll think of other like creative ways. But you already have 2 new emails from potential super fans, right? You got their emails. So that's a big deal. And one of the things that I want to congratulate you is not getting stuck in analysis paralysis, like I see many people about their first campaign. You went and it's up and it's live, and that's incredible, Richard.
Well, I just didn't have a choice. There's so much that has to happen. And then I've not shared it, and there's probably not time because it's not Kickstarter related. But I'm having a really hard time between Ingram Spark and Amazon.
We can maybe discuss that later on.
I could not actually publish my own book on Amazon because Ingram Spark beat me to it. So when I try to publish my own book, they tell me that
Yeah, you need to prove that
ISBN
you're the
is
owner.
already in use.
Yeah, you need to prove that you're the owner, but it's you can do it
No,
through
I mean,
KDP
no,
support.
I have been doing this for 6 weeks, going back and forth between the two. And neither one of them wants to do a doggone thing. Their customer service is in Bangladesh. So, everybody I talk to, English is a second language. And I'm old, I'm hard of hearing, I wear hearing aids, and I have a really hard time understanding people when I talk to them on the phone. But here you can't even talk to them on the phone.
Yeah.
And it's all email, and they have 48 hours to respond.
Yeah.
It's
Richard,
been an absolute nightmare.
let's put a pin in it. Let's put a pin in it and maybe we can address it later on.
Yep.
Welcome to the experience of working with KDP. Welcome. Welcome.
Yep.
It's worth it. It's worth it. All the pain is worth it. But we'll get back to you, Richard, and I'd love to hear
Okay.
how to maybe get more followers and more people, more eyes, and B, whether we can solve this conundrum. I have a couple of ideas with KDP and Ingram. Thank you, Richard. Next, Teresa. Updates about the last 2 weeks as far as your progress. And you're still on mute. Mute. And Teresa, you're still on mute.
I do that all the time. Sorry. And
Happens to us.
I'm on like 3 Zooms a week. You'd think I'd know by now. Anyway, so I wanted to get my whole story done, but I don't know if this was the case at our last talk, but I was informed that I needed to redo my covers. So I've been working on those. I have made a lot of progress on the story, and what I'm actually doing is putting little inserts. Can I show you the story now? Would that be
Yeah, maybe in a couple of minutes we will.
in a couple
we
minutes?
will-
Okay,
we will
yeah,
see.
sorry.
But you're saying, tell us more about the update.
So I'm building out the story more and figuring out what graphics I need. I do have the image for the cover, and I've actually changed the title of the entire series. It was just Alex Page Cozy Mysteries, and I joked last time that maybe Travel is Murder, and I looked it up, and nobody has used Travel is Murder as a book title, as a series title. So my series is now Travel is Murder. So. So so there have been some other like
Good.
foundational building blocks that I've been working on. So now I feel like I'm really ready to. And I'm going to echo what somebody said a couple weeks ago. I think it was maybe not. It wasn't Corey. Maybe it was Cody. Said that without these weekly meetings, I wouldn't be doing anything. It would just get pushed aside because everything else is more urgent or important. So thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Thank you for Travel is Murder. That sounds like such a bestseller. Best-selling series. Well done on grabbing that. Yeah, and in a moment, once we'll be done with Christina, we will see and calculate the time and who will be going forward. But thank you so much, Teresa. Christina, updates from the last couple of weeks.
Okay, so I have spent an inordinate amount of time on these graphical elements in my Kickstarter, and I'd love to share it too. I'm still not happy with them, and now I'm thinking of taking some of them out. But I did that. I did a few tiers. We finalized 3 tiers with my co-author and I. And I've been working on the campaign. I've been playing with videos, so I'd love to know what you use to do your video, Corey and Richard. And I've done all the different formats. This is so far out of my comfort zone. I'm spending so much time with AI and doing this kind of stuff, and it is just it's just really hard for me. But I have and I have a lot of questions too. Like so my goal in the next 2 weeks, I won't be here next week, is to get to officially ask Kickstarter if we can launch this, which I haven't done yet because we were going back and forth about whether it was me or the 2 of us together we're going to launch it. And I think it's just going to be me. And we both got accepted, my co-author and I, into a panel at BoucherCon, I don't know how to say that. Right. And so, but that's when we want the Kickstarter to launch, September 3rd. So then we thought we could do like swag, like a bookmark with a QR code, which I don't know if that's possible to get a QR code to link to the Kickstarter. And so that's our
It
goal.
is.
And she's been working on formatting the novel and getting it all ready for print and everything else like that. So we divide and conquer. But I feel like this is a huge, huge learning curve. And it's more intuitive to me and it's becoming clearer, but I look at some other campaigns and I'm like, damn, their images are so good, or this is so good, or I need to add characters or bullet points. Anyway, I've been working hard. I don't know that I have a ton to show for it, but I would love to get some feedback. So that's my 2 weeks.
That's great. It sounds like you've been busy.
Oh, anyone who says, oh yeah, just plug it into AI, it's so easy. AI had the woman running toward the vampire. I kept saying, no, run. She's got to run away from the vampire, not toward the vampire. So the video is unuseful. Like, what don't you get? She doesn't run to the vampire. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christina. Okay, great. So you guys, today is a meeting that happens after 2 weeks. Usually in such meetings, we will have a lot, of people that want to share, and I want to be fair with the time. So it sounds like we have 4 people who want to share. Is that correct? Except for myself, right? It's Christina and Richard, right? You want to share as well?
Well, it would be more important for the others to share theirs, so you can put me last. And if we have time, fine.
Okay. I want you to share because I think maybe the mastermind can help with, especially with KDP and stuff. So let's do that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 minutes each. And today I'm going to be a little bit like harsh. So so you can present for about 1 minute, and then the next 4 minutes are for feedback. Okay, we don't want to hear yourself so much, so you present for 1 minute and then you solicit feedback, and maybe it's a conversation. Okay, and then once 4 minutes are up, I'll be like doing this, and I'll be interrupting. So I apologize in advance if I become too Israeli. And I'm going to let's begin in the same order that we shared. So that would be Corey, and then Richard, and then Teresa, and then Christina. Okay? At 5 minutes to the top of the hour, I will have to leave and use this room. Okay? So again, my apologies. Corey, go ahead. Screen sharing is enabled. Share and ask. Let's utilize the time for you.
Okay, well, I'm already going to break the rules because my video is almost 2 minutes long. So just prepare for 2 minutes of video.
Great.
We're going to share. Okay.
And when you share it, I want to make sure that the audio is also available. Let's see.
Could you guys hear any of that?
No.
No.
While you figure it out, unshare, and then there is something about sharing computer audio. So unshare it.
Okay.
And then when you share it now, there should be on the right share options. One of them is share sound.
Thank you. I appreciate your patience there.
It happens to me all the time.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lily Cahill, and I'm here today to tell you about The Kings of the Fire, a cozy and steamy paranormal romance series where dragons, witches, and other fae folk come together to save the world. Kings of the Fire is the story of the 4 Dragomir brothers who have been on the run since their royal dragon parents were killed in a bloody political coup. They're hiding out in small-town Augustus, Georgia, where Damien Dragomir meets a curvy witch named Felicity Morningstar. The connection between them is instantaneous, but Felicity has a secret too. Her parents orchestrated that same bloody coup that toppled the Dragomirs so long ago. Their story is told in The Dragon's Temptation, the first book in the Kings of the Fire series. You can find a link to read the first 6 chapters below. The Kings of the Fire Special Anniversary Edition is a gorgeous 700-page hardcover including all 4 Kings of the Fire books. The hardcover features custom end papers and a brand new double-sided slipcover. The hard case also has a new design and gold foiling on the cover. There are sprayed edges and custom chapter headings. This Kickstarter special edition also includes a bonus 10,000-word novella that you can only get in this special edition. And there's more. In this Kickstarter, you'll find a special edition ebook that also includes that exclusive novella, audiobooks narrated by the wonderful Marie Hawkins, and other special goodies like stickers, bookmarks, and NSFW art. There's even a tier where you can get special witchy teas and a dragon tea steeper that isn't available anywhere else. Thanks for checking out the Kickstarter. This series is really special to me, and I'm thrilled to be honoring these characters with this anniversary special edition. Okay, so that's it.
Woohoo! Yay! So professional. Feedback, everyone. Feedback.
Well, I have to say it. And Cody, it's all being just in jest. But you were the one that told me my video was too long.
I know. You're 100%
And now
right.
you understand how hard it is to make a short one.
I know. You're
But
100.
it was easy to follow because you had enough variety in it, enough screenshots. So I didn't see a point where people might think, that's enough of that. Because it flowed well and you had enough breaks where your content shifted to keep people interested, I think.
Okay.
I agree. It didn't feel long, didn't feel like 2 minutes. When you first said, oh, 2 minutes, I thought, oh, that's long. But it went by very quickly. And I loved the images of the rewards and what you did to showcase those. I think that was really important in the Kickstarter. And the beautiful foil, and the covers. And so, yeah, I thought that part was really exciting as well. And I wondered what did you use to do that video? That was just I just wondered what software.
So I did it in Canva. It did take me forever. It took a really long time to match. I particularly struggled with transitioning from the video of me and then having audio narrating something else and then transitioning back into the video with me. I spent so much time trying to line it up perfectly with my mouth movements, truly so much time. So there has to have been a smarter way to do that I didn't figure out while I was using Canva. But yeah, so all of it was in Canva. I essentially took a video with my laptop computer of me talking. I had my husband do a video of me with the book, with the part where it's on the floor and I'm showing off the various parts. And then the other stuff is stock footage.
Okay. And we are at 4 minutes. Teresa, do you want to
No,
share?
I think it's great. Yeah, the only one I haven't read that genre yet, but now I want to read yours. So I feel like it did its job in that, and I love seeing the book itself and what else has been mentioned. Maybe if you wanted to cut a little bit of time, maybe at the very beginning, and instead of when you introduce yourself, that could maybe come later. I don't know, because I also didn't feel like I'm nitpicking because I didn't feel like it felt like 2 minutes. It was engaging. You're like, oh, what happens next? The character art is fantastic. I mean, it was just well done.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
I would join as well, saying well done. My suggestion, and it's even if you don't use it, I think it's already really good. When you began showing the book, my interest peaked. It felt that, oh, this is a real project. Oh, this is a real hundreds of thousands of dollars project on Kickstarter versus all of us little projects. There was something about the physicality and the gold and the spray and the edges that I was like, whoa. So I just want to show you that my graph of interest really peaked only 45 seconds or a minute into it. And I would consider showcasing the best at the beginning and then showing your face and then showing the characters and then showing their images, just because I felt you have an asset that most of us don't. Most of us don't know how to do this gold thing and that and this black and the blah blah. You have that. You've developed that expertise and it looks so great.
Well, thank you. And I took that portion and I turned it into a GIF, which I put into my campaign. So that even if somebody doesn't watch the video, they'll see that part of like me showing the book. So
Great.
that's in there.
That's awesome. That's great. If you guys have any thoughts to share with Corey later on, feel free to use the WhatsApp group or the email. Corey, well done. Great work.
Thank you. I really appreciate your feedback.
Richard, next to you. So you have 1 minute to kind of ask a question that is the most burning for you.
Well, my big question would be, how to get more people to view the campaign. I think my campaign is well done. I think it could hold the answers to people. My problem is just getting people to look at it.
Have you followed Jamie's approach of contacting other campaigns, saying I can share in my email?
Yeah, that's my next trick. That'll happen this week.
Great.
There
I
was so
think,
much time that was wasted on this Ingram Spark Amazon mess.
yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to try to do a couple of the backer swaps. If anybody here is going to have a campaign coming up in the next few days, I would be delighted to do a swap with anybody.
Great.
The downside is I don't have a great deal to offer. I've got 75 followers and I can't get them to back my campaign. How am I supposed to get them to back somebody else's?
Yeah, a couple of things I would say. You can maybe have a friend and yourself and another third person be, buying and supporting whoever is doing the backer swap with you, so that you feel that you actually will be giving them some content. You will be giving them some, knowing that I have a friend and I'm going to ask the friend to buy. I think that makes me feel more confident about offering that swap. And you never know. Some people, they need to have content in their emails, and they want to show that they are supportive of young people, people up and coming in the realm of, So you never know what their incentives might be. Any other comment to Richard, everyone?
Yeah, have you emailed them more than once? Because if that one time they're just, I mean, think about how your own email practices. You might see an offer and, oh, that interests me. I'll click through. Can't get to it right now, or maybe, I'll look at it later. But you can email them again, but email them with something, some detail about the book, about the character, your motivation. Part of the story, you could even pull part of the Kickstarter story from there and include it in there. But go ahead and email them multiple times, because I think they say 7 to 8 times before somebody will make a purchase. But today we have the attention spans of gnats. So yeah, it's worth it to mention more. And I have a hard time with that myself, because I feel like I'm annoying, but people don't even see it. People I've known for years don't even know I'm an author. So that's what I would recommend.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
would
you have
agree with
another
that,
backer, by the way.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that. I think you should be emailing your list, like at least how much longer do you have on the campaign? When does it close?
16 days.
Okay. Yeah, I would email them twice a week during the duration of the campaign with something different every time, like an image from the book or something about the character. I would also do a tutorial, like either record a tutorial that you can put into your mailing list on how to back on Kickstarter, or do some sort of graphic that has the information about how to back, because a lot of people aren't familiar with it. And the language is strange. It's like pledge instead of purchase. And so I think a lot of people don't understand like how the Kickstarter platform works. And that can be a good way to create content for your newsletter, and also like instruct people on how to actually purchase, or like how to choose their tier. I know you don't want it. I did look at your campaign and it said that like you didn't want to have add-ons because you didn't want it to make it more complicated. But add-ons are where you make a lot of money. Like so even something like bookmarks or stickers with the character design that you already have is an opportunity for people to throw in a little bit more. And that's the sort of thing that you can use in other areas, you know, if you were to go to a book signing or if you were to sell more physical copies, you know, personally from your home or whatever, store at your home, you could throw a bookmark in there. Or it's something you could give away at writers' conferences, you know, like, so just, you know, an opportunity to kind of like offer a little bit more stuff. And then the last thing would be if you haven't looked at the Kickstarter for Authors Expert Group or something, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's the
Kind of like these.
exactly like those. Exactly like those. Yeah. So that would be something that would be great to offer in the campaign.
Well, I had offered these as the first stretch goal.
Okay.
So these are already on there as a stretch goal.
Okay.
And we are at time. Thank you, Richard. And if anyone has some more suggestions to Richard, please feel free to contact Richard directly. I'm very excited to hear, but within a week, Richard, of the Becker swaps and other things that you are going to try. Thank you, Richard. Teresa, you're next. 1 minute to present, and you're still on mute.
I'm trying to be polite, you know. Anyway, I put the link for the preview page in the chat, and I can share my screen too if you want. But it's not done. It's let's see. Is that the one? Nope, this one. Okay. Okay, so yes, Travel is Murder. I did change the title of the project to Exclusive Cozy Mystery Special Edition, and then I've got Omnibus, and I still have to create the video, of course. But I'm putting in placeholders for like insert trope graphic here. And whoever had the idea of doing the little map with I think that was you, Corey. I want to see if I can make that happen because I think that would be awesome. And if nothing else, I can do a little map for each book that has like this one set in Peril in Door County, like Peril on the Peninsula is Door County. So I have insert image of map of Door County, but it'll be more of a cartoony, more of an illustration. And then I still want to do the GIFs, the rotating for the reviews. So it's getting there, you know, and I'll have the new images for the covers as well.
Great. So your question is for feedback about the page?
Yeah, I just just like especially the top. I'm kind of confused about the order. Like part of this, one thing that I asked ChatGPT and it said because I am a travel writer as a profession, I should emphasize that because that helps this stand out because I'm actually trained and I teach travel writing. So who am I? And, you know, should that go up a little higher or where should I insert I'm just curious about the order. And I've got Anthea's book and Russell Nolte's book, but I would love your opinions on that.
Perfect. Great. So if you can stop sharing your screen, I'd love to hear people's feedback about that question about the order and maybe any other feedback about the page.
Well, I think you would always put the most important thing first, the thing that's going to generate the interest in the book. Now, if you're writing about murder while traveling and you're a travel writer, then of course you need to put that in there. It gives you credibility. But it's a subjective thing as to what goes first. But I guess what you would decide is which thing is going to generate the most interest. Because you said it yourself, people's got the attention span of gnats. You've got to catch their attention quickly. So you put something, you know, that's flashy up first, and then you can give the supporting stuff after that. That's just my thought.
I would agree. I didn't think it had to go up first, but just from looking at it, the Kickstarter, like why Kickstarter, and then it was about you, I would switch those two.
Okay.
So yeah. And I am really impressed. I love your graphical elements and your little banner. I spent so long trying to do that. And the cover that you designed, I think it's really, you featured that, and I think that's great. I don't know if you're gonna have an image of the character herself, because she's the series title, right? So Alex Page, right? So I wanted to see who she was.
Okay. And I do have, actually, there's an artist I've met that, because I don't have I have an image, but she's AI generated.
Yes.
And I do have an artist. I'm going to contact her that I met at a farmer's market, and she had a postcard. I know, time. And I was like, that's Alex Page with thinner lips and older. So I said, can you do character? She said, yeah. So I just have to email her and find out how much. So thank you. I will do that. That's moving up on my list now.
Great. And I would just say more images. We're waiting for the
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
more images, and maybe the reviews should look different in color.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, and I have little text placeholders for insert image here, insert
Yeah.
image here.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
okay.
Can we have that by next week, Teresa?
Which one?
All the images.
Yes, that's actually yes.
Great. I'm anxious to see that. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And thank you, Christina, for the compliment on the thanks.
Did you do that cover yourself?
Hmm.
You did?
I did.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
So
Thank you.
You don't need an artist.
No,
You're the artist.
Thanks. I love you guys.
another career. You could have another career.
Yep.
Okay. And thank you guys for the feedback. Now, last but not least, Christina.
Okay, I will share my screen. Let's see. Can you guys, let's get share. Okay. All right. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so here is the preview. And so this is not, I liked what everybody did with like a larger banner image here. Like, I don't know how to do that, but I started, I'll play this. There's no sound.
Nice.
So yeah, so I don't know what, that's the start of a video. And then I spent a long time figuring out, honestly, just how to do these. So I have these graphical elements, which were part of the book cover. Took me forever, and I'm not even sure I like them that much. So here's the story, basically. She's AI generated, placeholder maybe, and then there's a sample, and then there's about us, who we are, and my co-editor and I, co-writer, we're going to be in the same place in 2 weeks. We're going to be doing a video together, so we'll add that, and then the rewards, which I had just started putting in here, and the images are too big, so I don't know what to do about that yet. And then why Kickstarter, and then the risks, and then over here I did some of the reward tiers, the ebook, paperback, and ebook. I mean, that might be $25 because we're not doing the pledge over time. We're going to do the shipping ourselves. And then there's a grab bag that I got from Jamie, this idea of getting one of our books. And then I think I have a 3-book mystery series I may put in here too. And Vicky may put in one of her books as well. So yeah, so I mean, I cannot tell you, this took me maybe a day to do this little thing.
Great. That's
So,
a day is great.
Christina, what program are you using?
That was in Canva. This is in
Okay.
Gemini. I'm also using, this is in Midjourney. So
Okay.
I've used them all. I mean,
Okay.
I bought subscriptions to them all.
So Canva, like I can just tell looking at some of these that the it's not centered.
Yeah.
So in Canva, you'll be able to see like a purple line that goes down the center where you can kind of like move your box to to a place where it's centered.
Okay.
So like have you watched any of the like how-to videos in Canva?
No, because I'm
Watch
too
some
impatient.
videos.
Yeah. Okay.
No, yeah, watch
There's
some
also
videos.
Mhm.
You'll save yourself time, honestly, because just messing around with it for hours drives you crazy. And this is the thing about running a Kickstarter. You will need to do 10,000 of these little images. Like it just never ends of all of the images that you need to make. So like give yourself the base of knowing how to do some of that basic stuff. Make it easier for yourself. And I think, I don't love the background on those, like on like the story right there. I just think it's a little bit hard to see because of the variation in the background. So maybe if it were like a little bit more of a solid color, but a solid color with interest, it might like just pop a little bit more as far as the images go. And then I think, can you exit the preview and go over to your basics there and scroll down for me a little? Okay, so this project image is what's showing, that's what'll show on like above your video, on top of your video. So
Oh.
because you have this as a project image in here and it's narrow, it's not gonna like be the wide project image that you want it to be. And if you like it says here on the side, your image should be at least 1024 by 576 pixels. You can like put that into Canva and say, that's the size that I want it to be. So all of these images will give you an indicator of the size that they can be. And that will let you, then you can make those images a little better in Canva.
That is
That's
great.
helpful.
Cool.
Yeah, because it was when I took this from the ebook cover, it kept cutting off the top of I couldn't get it to fit with the title kept cutting off.
And we
Yeah.
have time for one more minute, one more comment to Christina.
Christina, a couple things. One, if you select the text box in Canva, there's a thing called position, and then you can do center.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you've got time, I use Canva a lot. I'm happy to do a Zoom with you for like an hour, and we can go through some of the basics for some of this, if you'd like, just to make it easier. Because another feedback of the header images, I feel like they're a little too narrow. So maybe if you made them a little taller. I love the image of the man on the cover. If you can put that off to the side and then have the text, I think that would be really moody and great and capture the story. But if you want to WhatsApp or whatever, and I'd be happy to go through some of the basics with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Teresa, that's very
Well, I
kind.
like that larger image. Have we got any time, John?
No, unfortunately
Okay.
not. I'm going to be tough.
Ooh, yeah, you're out of time.
This is great, you guys. Let's take the next minute to decide what we're committing to and writing it in the chat so we can hold each other accountable. Okay. Well done, Teresa. Well done, Christina. Well done, Richard. And well done, Corey. Amen. All right, you guys. I want to thank you very much for making the time to be here. We'll meet same place, same time next week. Let's use the WhatsApp and let's use the email and let's coordinate. I'm thinking of us doing maybe in the future some office time in which we can support one another while we work, almost like co-sharing an office. I think even if it's one more person from the group saying, "Hey, I'm down," it makes working a little bit more pleasant. So let's use the WhatsApp and let's use the emails. And I appreciate you guys very much. I'm off to my next
Thank
meeting.
you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone. Have a
Thanks.
great
Bye.
weekend.
You too. Bye.